Yesterday, Rudy Giuliani appeared on CNN opposite Chris Cuomo to talk about the silencing of the whistleblower. But that's not really what Giuliani wanted to talk about. No. He wanted to talk about the Ukraine, which is what the whistleblower is suspected to have ratted on the president about. And I shouldn't say the word ratted. He was protecting the country. But nonetheless, Giuliani did want to talk about Ukraine, but he wanted to talk about Joe Biden and the Ukraine. And then all hell broke loose. Here's the clip.
Did you ask the Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden?
No, actually, I didn't. I asked the Ukraine to investigate the allegations that there was interference in the election of 2016 by the Ukrainians for the benefit of Hillary Clinton, for which there already is a court finding.
You never asked anything about Hunter Biden. You never asked anything about Joe Biden.
The only thing I asked about
prosecutor.
Joe Biden is to get to the bottom of how it was that Lutsenko, who was appointed, dismissed the case against Antak.
So you did ask Ukraine to look into Joe Biden?
Of course I did.
You just said you didn't.
No, I didn't ask him to look into Joe Biden. I asked him to look into the allegations that related to my client, which tangentially involved Joe Biden in a massive bribery scheme.
Rudy,
not unlike what he did in China.
Rudy.
You explained to me how the kid got $1.5 billion
Rudy,
from China.
I have no problem with you launching allegations.
His...
But just be careful about what you say. I asked you, did you ask Ukraine to look at Joe Biden? You said no. Then you went on to say that you did.
I didn't say
recorded.
That. What
Rudy.
I said was this. I asked them to investigate the allegations that relate to the false charges against the President of the United States. Those allegations tangentially involve Biden.
So your answer should have been yes.
Let me finish, Chris. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
And don't try to interrupt because you don't like the answer.
Well,
and
I don't like evasiveness.
And you want to distort what I'm saying.
I don't want to distort.
You're totally biased.
I'm not biased.
You are,
Why
Chris.
would I have you on if I were biased, knowing that we're going to have this kind of conversation?
Because it is sad to watch what happened to you. It's sad.
Sad to watch what happened to me. I'm a sellout.
You are a sellout.
You are telling me that I'm a sellout.
These are crimes of major proportions. And because they're Democrats, you won't cover it. A $1.5 million investment by China in Biden's private equity fund, and the partners
I'm not saying that
Terry
these types
Son
of things shouldn't be looked at.
Whitey Bulger's nephew. Do you know that they were partners with Whitey Bulger's nephew?
I'm not saying that anything that you're saying shouldn't be looked at.
And your corrupt media won't cover it because he's a Democrat.
Rudy, I can't just cover something because you say I should. All right? That's not the way it works.
So obviously the biggest takeaway from that, aside from the fact that Rudy Giuliani is a raving madman, is that he did flat out lie to Chris Cuomo. He said, no, I never talked to people in the Ukraine about Joe Biden. Then half a second later says, hell yeah, I talked to people in Ukraine about Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and any other Biden I could think of. I talked to them all. Ha ha. Wait, what? I didn't say that. No, Chris, I didn't say that. So he says a lie. Then he admits it was a lie. Then he lies about having lied about the lie. So I don't know what part of lieception we're in right now, but Giuliani clearly just started to melt down after that. It was lie overload in the dude's brain, and he simply couldn't handle it anymore. But that's what Rudy Giuliani does, folks. He just lies about things. He just makes things up. And he's making things up right now because he's afraid. And he did at one point in the entire clip, which honestly, I encourage everybody, please do go watch that entire clip. Link in the description of the video, because what we just showed you there wasn't even the craziest that Giuliani got. So take the time. It's about 9.5 minutes, but if you can stomach it, totally worth watching because Rudy Giuliani is an unhinged lunatic in that clip and probably in every other aspect of his life. But again, Giuliani's out there trying to push this conspiracy theory that Joe Biden had that prosecutor fired in the Ukraine in order to help his son, even though there was, as Cuomo correctly pointed out, huge international agreement that the top prosecutor in the Ukraine had to go because they were corrupt as hell. Giuliani's still sitting there, even though those facts are available. Giuliani's like, nope, didn't happen. You're lying. You're a sellout. No, I'm a sellout. I don't know who's sold out to what anymore. Where am I? Giuliani is nuts. But to be honest, so is CNN, right? You know that you're putting Rudy Giuliani on TV just so that you can get these crazy sound bites that are then going to be picked up by people who want to talk about them and point out how crazy Rudy Giuliani did. And we fell into that trap, but honestly, it's kind of worth pointing out considering the fact that Giuliani is, in fact, the president's lawyer. But if CNN is inviting these people on like they did the other day with Corey Lewandowski, who admitted the day before he just lies to the media all the time, you know you're never going to get the truth from these people. You're doing it for the clickbaity headlines that come out from it. And yeah, maybe we did fall for it. Not maybe, I'm sitting here talking about it. We did. We absolutely did. We're playing right into CNN's trap. And that kind of sucks for us. And it sucks to have to admit that, but that's exactly what happened. But at the same time, this man is an unhinged lunatic, and he's out there pushing a conspiracy theory to try to damage who he believes is Donald Trump's top competition. And to that, I say full steam ahead, Rudy. Go after Joe Biden all you want. You're not getting a hell of a lot of pushback from the left. I know Joe Biden is somehow polling still at the top of the Democratic race, but you go on social media, you go anywhere where people under the age of 60 congregate, and you're not going to find a lot of people with Joe Biden stickers on the back of their cars. So if you want to waste all your time and efforts going after Joe Biden, then I say, heck yeah, full steam ahead. Do whatever you want. Launch investigations. Get to the bottom of this whole crazy Ukraine thing. One, because you're going to come up with absolutely nothing. But two, because you're too stupid to realize that at the end of all this, Biden's not even going to be the nominee, guy. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.